Hey guys, so welcome to my home gym. So did a post this morning on Instagram, asked if I should show you guys some videos of my training, and got quite a lot of comments. So this is where I train in isolation, lockdown, my home gym. So we've got this cable machine over here that you can do almost everything on. I'm still planning on putting a sauna in this corner, so we can do lat pull down and those sort of exercises on there. Tricep extension, and then over there we've got the seated rows. And this is just the free weight area. So we've got a dumbbell rack up to 50 kilograms. Almost time to get some heavier weights. I've got an assault bike. I borrowed my rower to my dad. Got a Concept 2 rower, got a treadmill, and then a Stairmaster. So this is sort of the cardio area. And then we've got a knee extension, hack squat, heavy duty Smith, power rack or a cage, and then a leg press and a lying hamstring curl in the corner there. And that's what the home gym looks like. Got a TV over there to watch YouTube on, so I always start off with a couple of minutes of cardio just to get the blood flowing. And then if you go in there, this is the house, and this is our bathroom that we redid a couple of months ago. So yeah, from the bathroom straight into the gym. Over there you go into the bedroom. So normally start off with a bit of cardio, normally about 20 minutes. I will go for 5 minutes, and then normally do a bit of burpees. So every 2 minutes, we'll jump off, and then start with 5 burpees, 6 burpees next round, 7 burpees the round after, until we get to 20 minutes. And that's sort of how we get the body and the blood flow going before we do our session. So burpee time. But it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe. So don't want to push the heart rate too high, but I still want to get in just the blood flowing and get the heart rate up a bit. Then we let it settle on the machines, and we do a couple of burpees again. Okay, these are side lateral raises for the cables. So the cable's going to give me tension in this bottom range, so the length and range of my deltoid.
I love princess.
So the length and range of my deltoid, it's going to give me tension, and then as soon as the cable gets closer toward my arm over here, it's going to give me less and less tension. So we're going to work the length and range of the delt with the cables, and then in the next exercise we're going to work the shortened range with dumbbells. So when the dumbbell gets over here, it gives you the most tension, and that's sort of shorter range of the delt. So the focus for me over here, Ivy, watch out for your fingers.
Ivy, come.
Watch out. So the focus here is, I don't want to do this, because then my trap's doing all the work. So my focus is to flex my lats, get my lats flexed, sort of roll my shoulder almost a little bit forward. That takes my trap out of the equation. So I want my delts to work and not my traps. So if I can flex my lats, my traps are relaxed. And then from there, I'm just working in this bottom range. But I'm trying to keep my lat flexed all the way through. So I'm trying to keep my shoulders down, lats flexed, traps relaxed. So once again, it's not there, because then my trap's doing all the work, and I don't want my trap to do the work. My trap is a lot stronger than the delt. I want to try and put the emphasis on the delt. So over there. Okay, so that's how you get the delt working without the traps taking over. Flex your lats. first exercise, dumbbell press, supersetted with a cable side lateral. My program at the moment is quite heavy, so I'm trying to build strength. So this is warm-ups, and then I'll work up to 5-6 reps on my heavy sets. I'm gonna do 2 warm-up sets, and then I'll hit my heavy set and do 4 heavy sets. Nu trek zo brekkie, flex your lats. Lats, I say. Lats. Lats. Traps. Lats. Lats. See, if you don't flex your lats, your traps take over because they're a lot stronger than your delts. You want to flex your lats. As soon as you can flex your lats and keep them there, your trap sort of relaxes, and that gives your delt a chance to do the work. Never up?
Yeah.
Okay, so heavy set. In my program at the moment, I normally start off with an exercise that I can go pretty heavy on, and then I add some volume after. So this is my first heavy set. See how we go with this 50s. Up. Okay, so that's my goal. My goal is to hit 5 to 6 reps on these heavy sets. Form doesn't have to be perfect, so I'm working the CNS, the central nervous system. Okay guys, so another tip on the cables, the more forward I come, the more front delt I'm doing. The more back I go, the more rear delt. So I'm trying to work my lateral delt. So I'm standing sort of in the middle, a little bit forward so I can hit a bit of the front delt as well. Go. Family training session. So I know a lot of you guys are going to ask what's going on with my pec. So if you can see at that angle, I tore it right off in a rugby match. As you can see, it's got a massive gap. So don't ask me about my little pec, because it's rugby injury, tore it right off the bone. on this. I normally go for around about 12 reps. If I get to 12 and I can do more, I do a little bit more. But my aim is around about 12 reps on these cable laterals. Go, Willa. So, yeah, you want to lead with your elbows and not with your wrists. Keep your lats flared, shoulders sort of slightly forward. Moeilijk.
Yeah.
So you can't go too heavy. As soon as the weight's too heavy, your traps will do the work. It took me months to be able to keep my. Took me a couple of months to keep my lats flared while I lifted my shoulder. Normally, when your shoulder lifts, your lat wants to disengage because your trap wants to work. But it took me a couple of months to get my lat to stay there while I lift my elbow. And I literally started with no weight, just practicing that. And then eventually added 3 kilograms, eventually 5, and now I can go up a little bit to 10 kgs. 10 is still light. Where other guys take 20, 30 kilograms, but I can promise you they're using momentum and mostly their traps to do the work. Okay, so struggling a bit with 50 kgs. I just got 3 reps on the last set. So I dropped the weight to 45 kilograms, dropped 5 kgs, and hopefully I can get to 5-6 reps. Okay, so my back is a little bit arched, but like I said, the form doesn't have to be perfect, so I'm going heavy for me. Okay guys, so our next exercise is upright row on the Smith machine, and it's difficult to go heavy with dumbbells on lateral raises, so I use the Smith to go heavy in that short position. So I keep my lats flared, and then I do an upright row with the Smith machine, and then we're going to superset that with a rear delt cable exercise. So on the Smith, we'll go nice and wide, because we want to target the lateral and the rear delt on this one. So nice and wide, and again, the secret is flexing your lats. So I'll show you what it shouldn't look like. So this is wrong. So my lats are relaxed and my traps are doing all the work. I don't want to do that. I want my delts to do the work. So lats flexed, shoulders a little bit rolled forward, and then so I keep my lats there while I go up. I drive my elbows out to the side. So you'll see my traps want to kick in and they want to take over. But as long as I can keep my lats there, I use my most of the work goes through the delt. And then we'll superset that. Okay guys, so this is an exercise with the cables for the rear delt. And same applies as every other shoulder workout. My lats not flexed, my traps will do most of the work. As soon as I can keep my lats there, I sort of push my arms out and to the side so I can hit that rear delt. And then I use the cable, so depending on where I stand, the cable gives me tension. So if I stand over here, most tension is here. If I come back here, then most tension would be here where the cable is 90 degrees. So if I want to work more the shortened range, I step back. If I want to work the lengthened range of the rear delt, I step forward. So I'll step back, try and work the shortened range a bit. So this exercise is very difficult to keep the traps out. The traps normally want to take over. Traps, rhomboids. So I can feel a bit of my traps working, but I can feel the delt working as well. The focus is getting your delt, rear delt, to do most of the work in that case. Trying to hit the shortened range of the rear delt, and then I'll move forward and try and get the lengthened range. Okay. Okay, so the next exercise, side laterals. So this exercise gives me the most tension at the top here, so that's where the weight's the heaviest. So once again, lats, and then, so I like to go sort of at a 45-degree angle. I always try and lead with my elbow, and I sort of let my wrist hang. If you lead with your hands, then your trap will most likely kick in. So I'm there, and then I lead with the elbows. And as you can see, I stop there, because if I go higher than that, that's all traps. So like I said, I started off this exercise like this, with no weight. Eventually I added 3 kilograms, eventually 5, and now I can go up to about 10 kilograms without losing my lats. As soon as I lose my lats, my traps will take over and do most of the work. Okay, so I don't want you to go back below, I want you to come 45 degrees angle forward. Don't lead with your hands, lead with your elbows. Hands always lower than the elbows. Nice. Okay, so keep your lats, keep your lats. See, Valham's still struggling to keep his lats, and that's why you'll see if I walk around, his traps aren't too bad. His traps are not doing too much, but his traps are doing a little bit of the work. But as you can see, just there, his delts are coming along nicely, just because of that small little change. This is a single arm upright row, and I flare my elbow out to the side because I'm trying to focus on my rear delt. So I haven't seen any other people do this exercise. So what I'm trying to do is I'll grab the Smith in the middle, lat flexed, shoulder rolled a little bit forward, and then from there my elbow goes out to the side so I can contract this rear delt. So it's not there, trap, it is lat flexed. So if I release my lat, my trap's going to do most of the work. If I keep my lat flexed, then I can focus on my rear delt. So trying to hit that rear delt and not the trap. Okay, so one of my favorite exercises to try and isolate the rear delt and put a weight or put a little bit of weight on there. Normally rear delt you can only go very light, so otherwise the back muscles kick in. But with this one I can sort of isolate the rear delt and put a little bit of weight on it as well. So try it out. Okay, so set up, most important. Lead with the elbows. So that's the right form. This is the wrong form. That's all traps working. So depending on what you want to work, try and isolate that muscle. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed this first video of my shoulders training session. Thought I'd give you guys some tips on how I train at the moment. In later videos I'll talk about my diet at the moment. But yeah, this is the style of training I'm doing. Do a bit of cardio and then I do a session. Sometimes I do 2 muscle groups, sometimes I do 1 depending on the time. So today we just did shoulders, because we recorded it and it obviously takes a little bit longer. If you guys enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel to see the upcoming videos, and give this video a like if you learned something. So hopefully I'll see you in the next video.